Hey, why'd you run up the score on Stanford? I feel bad for them.
What kind of question is that, Betsy? They're the opponent. You don't show them mercy.
Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
Welcome to another special edition episode of Something Crunchy. I'm Cullen Blake. With me as always, Blair and Tyler Dressel. We have another very crunchy guest joining us tonight. He comes from a long lineage of crunch. You've seen him in D-Day, Bare Knuckle Brawler, Psycho Stripper, and of course, Season 3 of Cobra Kai. Please welcome Jesse Kove.
Hey, guys. I'm a crunchy guest. I like it.
Yeah,
Yes, you sure are.
How are you, man?
I love all the crunch references. It's really funny.
It's our thing.
I love it.
Well, it is great to have you on. Lots to discuss. First things first. Are the rumors true? Are we talking to the next Wyatt Earp right now?
I think so.
Yeah.
One
more time.
That
Give it up for the
deserves
man.
another round of applause.
Well, thank you, guys. That's so kind.
That is super exciting.
Yes.
Wyatt, we are rolling.
Oh, my God. The only thing that isn't fun about it, which it's fine, is having to grow this mustache forever. I have food and drinks that I'm not used to that's getting stuck on my face. But I actually love it. I have a full beard right now, and then when you start shooting, I'll shave everything off except the mustache. So
Oh, it's going to be
This is
epic.
authentic. Yes.
I love that you're going for the full organic mustache, full commitment.
You wouldn't believe this. I was so compelled when I read the script. As soon as I read the script, I literally was like, I'm growing my mustache right now before I even had the part. And I spoke to the director and the producers, and I was like, you guys, I already started growing my mustache last week. That's how into this I am. And so we had a conversation, and it just all worked out. It was perfect. So I couldn't be happier. And the script is amazing. The story is, it's all about how Wyatt Earp met Doc Holliday before Tombstone in Dodge City. And when Wyatt Earp was the marshal of the town, and he had some, he was dealing with a lot of outlaws back then too. And it's all based on true history. So it's a great story. It was actually co-written. The script was co-written by one of the original writers of Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. So I'm pretty excited about it. And it's just going to be a great script that people are going to love.
Awesome.
So excited for this.
So not
Thank
only is this the unofficial prequel to Tombstone, where Wyatt meets Doc in Dodge City, but you also get to work again with your good friend Weston Cage Coppola, son of Nicholas. Is he Doc?
He's not Doc. He's going to be playing one of the villains, who's basically going to be my direct opposite, which is going to be great. And he and I love working together, and it's going to be very exciting. He's a big, strong man. He's pretty, he can be very scary when he wants to be. And, he's an incredible actor. So I couldn't be more excited working with one of my best friends.
Super exciting. I'm as right as the milk.
What's funny is I when I read the script, I was like, oh God, that Doc Holliday is such a good character. I was like, I wish I could play him at the same time, but that would be a feat if I could do Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp. But
yeah,
the Wyatt Earp character they have in this, they wanted to really show a different side of him that you didn't get a chance to see in Tombstone. With Kurt Russell and everything's always based around the OK Corral, except in Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp, which my dad was actually in. It's a great circle of events. My dad will actually have a fun cameo in this movie as well. So he's going to be jumping around, and I'm very excited to be, on board with them.
I won't ask you how many Tombstone quotes that you've tallied up since finding out, but what was the first?
Well, one of the quotes I know, of course, is Tombstone, which is the town too tough to die. And there's another one I think that one of the producers came up with, which was Tombstone was rough, but Dodge was hell.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, Tombstone has got to be like the most quotable movie ever. I hope that this one can keep up.
Oh, it's so true. I mean, I can't tell you how many times where, I've walked around thinking that I'm Doc Holliday and I'm just, I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I just love it.
That was a good one. Yeah, that mare's in season. Such a good pickup line.
Right? I love it. I love that you guys appreciate it. Not as many people can, appreciate the West as, others, which is, I'm so glad you guys love that genre. It's one of my favorites.
Yes,
We grew
definitely.
up like just loving that. I have like a permanent smile. When we heard that you were doing Wyatt Earp, I was like, shut up. This is like big deal.
Oh my God. I love it. Thank you. And I ride horses in real life. I actually, my dad and I are part of we're part of a horse club called the Hole in the Wall Gang. And we actually ride up in Wyoming where Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid used to actually hide out. And we take the same paths that they used to take. We
Cool.
camp out in areas that they used to camp out and hide. And it's pretty amazing. They've been doing it since the 70s. And it's a beautiful thing getting out there. You're off the grid. You're on the saddle for like 6 days on and off. It's pretty unbelievable, and it's something that's definitely close to my heart. And we're always welcoming new members all the time.
We can just horse out there.
Yeah, let's just ride out.
It's
It's in Casey, Wyoming, where Chris Ledoux is from. So it's a great little spot. And you can look it up. It's the Hole in the Wall Ranch out there. So you can like Google Maps it and all that stuff. We ride on like 160,000 acres or something like that. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Wyatt, you're an oak. Let's move on.
Can't help
I
yourself,
love
can
it.
you?
I know. We have a lot in common. You have a podcast with your family. I have a podcast with my family. Your family.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Your family is of Hollywood fame. Our fame is recognized more in the carnival crowds. Blair, of course, in the donkey show circuit.
Shut up.
Well, mine are the same. It's basically the same thing, wouldn't you say?
I would.
Hollywood and carnivals are like the same thing. It's all performance.
It's true.
Thanks for making me feel better about that.
It's all showmanship. It's the same exact thing. It's showmanship. It's the same thing.
You don't have to stick up for her.
Oh my
She's
God.
an artist
I love
in
it.
her own right.
Thank you, babe.
I love it.
Well, tell us about your podcast, Kicking It with the Coves, with your dad and your twin sister, Rachel.
Thank you for mentioning that. It's something that we really wanted to do a while ago when we were figuring out the best way to do it together. Because it's my sister, she brings this great female dynamic to the space. She also works in mental health, so there's a great area that she's very well versed in for I think going on 10 years now. My dad's history is a veteran in Hollywood. I'm an actor as well. And so this dynamic between father and son, brother and sister, man and woman, all of us together, it's really unique. And, there's something that we really appreciate about it, because we really want to talk about everything you possibly can, whether it's we're talking to doctors, producers, actors, athletes, magicians, whatever the hell we want to put on there.
Yes.
We just want to have honest conversations about everything. It's kind of like a no BS show. We're just very real about things, real life. We don't try to sugarcoat anything. And I think it's important that people can hear a family, as you guys would understand, talk about life and real problems, and also talk about entertainment and, fitness and health and psychology and spiritualism and current events and pop culture. Why can't we talk about mental health and Harry Potter at the same time?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So true.
So that's something that we really enjoy. We have actually our third episode was released yesterday. We interviewed Leo Byronberg, who was one of the composers for Cobra Kai. I totally nerd out. I love movie scores. I love orchestral pieces. So this episode, I was a total nerd on this episode. It's really funny to listen to.
That is so funny you say that. You're the exact same way. We even have a game we do every season called What's the Score, where I play a clip of movie score. They have to guess what it is. And
oh my God,
yeah,
It's
I
like
have
our
to be a part of this.
Do your family versus our family in the new
Oh
What's
my
the
God,
Score?
I love it. I just love this. That excites me so much. I wish I was doing it today.
no, that's so funny. I'll have to send you like some links for what we did
you'll
in
love
the past.
it. Yes.
I would love
We're
that.
As a
doing it.
listener. And that's so funny you say that about the family dynamic, and that's where we always get our most positive feedback as well, for having a family podcast and it be a brother and a sister and a husband and a wife and two friends all in the same show, female perspective, and then the two guys rag on the female. At least that's our format.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
That's our best work.
bash your sister on the air as much as we like to.
I try to be as gentlemanly as I can, but I always end up having having an excuse. I'm like, Rachel, I'm your brother. I get to hit you with a pillow, or I get to,
Exactly.
throw bananas at you or something. I don't know.
It'll wear off. Wait till you get to episode 103.
The jokes start flying.
You will have shed that off.
Putting a squirt gun at her in the middle of the show. That'd be perfect.
Yes.
It's a great concept.
Yes.
Definitely a great idea. I can't imagine how many times you've been asked what your dad is really like, and this is a great opportunity to show that, and what a nice guy he really is off camera.
Yeah, thank you. That was something that we wanted to show as well for all of us, and for him especially, his range of what he knows about history and life and Hollywood and his stories. And, he's been in the business, like literally been in the business for 50 years. So it's amazing to hear all these incredible stories of like him and Sylvester Stallone coming up together, and all these other great actors that he's running paths with, and, coming from New York and a kid on the street in New York to where he is now, and how Karate Kid started and how other movies that he's done and television shows. I mean, he's just an encyclopedia, and it's really fun to listen to. There's stories that I'm still hearing about. And I think, obviously you would understand this, especially in today's climate, with everything going on, having a nice positive show about real life and family,
Yes.
I think is really important right now.
Agree.
You have the voice of the family too, by the way. You sound like you've been doing this for years.
Oh, thanks,
It
man. I
is true.
appreciate it.
I heard Rachel say on an episode that your family bonds through film and grows close while watching movies together. And that is relatable to a degree you can't fathom. I'm sure there's many who could say that, but our roots in a nutshell. What movies do you think of in your family vault that most brought you together and best represent your upbringing?
I would say definitely films like Harry Potter. That was always something that my sister and I, for like almost 10 years, would look forward to every year since we were the age of like, God, when did those movies first come out? He must have been 11 or something.
Yeah, those came out like 2003, I think, like Sorcerer's
Yeah,
Stone
so I was
out.
probably like 11 or 12 when they first came out. Those were always very special, and they're a lot of nostalgia around that. We love like The Lord of the Rings. That's a movie that like our family, my dad, my sister, and I are always like, whenever it's on the television, we can never turn it off.
Yeah.
We went and saw that in theaters. We voted for it for Best Picture. Like that movie, we just like is one of our family movies for sure. Also like classic movies like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That's something my dad and I get to share all the time.
Yes.
Like my dad and I love going to the movies. That's always something that I love to do with my dad, is go and watch movies in the movie theater. He and I have deep conversations about, the cinematography work, the storytelling, the actors, their work. And that's always something very enjoyable for me that I've been doing since I was very young with him.
That's awesome. And I love thinking of famous actors going to the theater and watching a movie, just like one of us.
Yeah, and those kind of that nostalgia is just it happens to us too. It's amazing,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first movie that your dad took you to?
Wow, that's a great question. The first film that he ever took me to, boy, oh boy. I'm trying to remember that. Wow. Let's see. Wow, that is such a great question. I feel terrible that I can't even answer that.
It's a tough one.
I was
I'm trying to
saying,
think
it
if
is a
I can
tough
answer
one.
that.
I'm
I don't know
thinking
that I
of it
could.
too.
Mine was Top Gun, and I thought I was going to see RoboCop.
Oh, I love that.
Did you like Top Gun?
I fell asleep 10 minutes in. I was only 4 years old.
Oh my goodness, God! What was the first movie? I cannot. You guys are going to stump me. I've never been stumped like this.
Yeah,
I've got to sit down and figure this out, or else I'm going
Like eat
to
you alive until you figured it out.
Yes,
I'll call you every day until you get it right.
You can call
Oh
us
my
back
God.
with your answer.
yes. A list of like 20 of them.
Well, yeah, your dad is certainly what you would call a very famous actor, and for several of his roles, but most notably for playing Sensei Kreese in the Karate Kid film franchise, and of course, again in Cobra Kai, No Mercy. Now, I've heard you say on more than one occasion that you have likely seen this movie more than anyone on the planet. It's a bold statement, Jesse.
I'm not even kidding you, man. I've seen. Not only have I lived those lines for my whole life, for 20 years, I've seen my father sign hundreds of thousands of autographs and the word Karate Kid and the word Show No Mercy, and the fact that I've been on the set. I was in season 3 of Cobra Kai, which was a beautiful surprise. I definitely, that reference is like right on my shoulder. You know, it's something I'm proud of, obviously, and it's amazing, and it's we always joke around that it's like the gift that just keeps on giving, you know.
Definitely is. Wow, you could totally see it that way. And I tried thinking about how many times I've seen The Karate Kid, the endless loop it plays on TV most of the year. Then I tried thinking if my dad was one of the main characters. And yeah, I could totally see this. But you don't get away with just saying this on our show. We do trivia on movies around here, mostly of the nostalgic persuasion.
Yes.
So if it's cool,
Love it.
we're going to put your knowledge to the test by asking you some general Karate Kid trivia that any average viewer seeing it over 100+ times could answer.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's on.
On a scale from LaRusso in the first act to two-time All-Valley Under-18 tournament champion Johnny Lawrence, how confident do you feel right now?
I'm kind of nervous because you might throw some triples at me, but I don't know.
Well, let's start easy. According to the Cobra Kai, which 3 things do not exist in their dojo?
Which 3 things do not exist? Well, pain, fear, defeat.
Oh,
That is
nailed
correct.
it.
Wow.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, we'll take a sip to that. Impressive. All right, next one here.
Love it.
There were 5 boys who bullied Daniel throughout the movie. Name 3.
5 boys who bullied Daniel throughout. From the originals?
From the originals.
Johnny Lawrence, Mike Barnes, and hold on. Oh my goodness. What is his name? Oh boy. I know all of them, like as in real life.
Can I just say their real names?
I mean, oh God, I know. I forget their characters' names. This is terrible.
You can throw out real names. That would work.
Like Ron Thomas is one of the ones who bullies Daniel. And then I guess you could say Terry Silver, right?
No, he's not one of the boys. He's not one of the 5
Oh,
boys.
I see.
We were looking for
Right.
Bobby, Dutch, Jimmy, Johnny, or Tommy.
Yep, Dutch. That's a good one. Dutch is a good one.
Dutch is a good one.
Haven't seen Dutch for a while. All right.
These are
I'm
tough
still good.
questions.
These are tough.
But you're doing so well.
All right.
The way you ask them, they're actually kind of like, I'm like, oh, okay. I feel like I'm getting set up. So it's good. Keep going. I like it.
Okay. How did Daniel explain his black eye to his mother in Mr. Miyagi?
It was I think it wasn't a bicycle accident.
That's
I was
correct.
gonna say bike.
Ooh,
Yes.
Fell off my bike.
Nice. Ooh, for a bonus, could you tell us how Mr. Miyagi knew he was lying?
Oh, how he knew he was lying. I mean, I think, he saw him throw his bike in the dumpster, didn't he?
No, he wanted to know how he fell and didn't hurt his hands.
Oh, I like it.
Miyagi.
Stop
It's a
it. I
Mr.
like it.
Miyagi thing to say.
Love it.
This is a good one. As a certain sensei tells Mr. Miyagi that Daniel and the Cobra Kai can settle their differences by fighting at the dojo, he does so by saying the following. Complete the line. This is a karate dojo, not a blank.
Hold on. I know this one. Hold on.
I can give you options if needed, but I don't think you do.
Hold on.
This is great.
You know what? I was actually going to get my dad to say it for you, but he's on the phone knitting
wait.
class.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That would have been perfect.
Bobby, I'm out here visiting him. We were doing some business stuff and a little commercial shoot.
Oh, how
for this
cool.
movie. So you caught me at a time we were together. So I would have loved to have put him on the phone and say it himself.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Well, when you get the opportunity, tell him that we're huge fans.
Of course, I will. Of course.
All right, couple more here. What color does Daniel paint Mr. Miyagi's house?
Oh my God, what a great question. So I know that the color on Cobra Kai is like this blue, but I don't remember if that's the same color
Mm.
in the movie. He paints his house. Oh my God, what a great question. His fence is like brown. I think the house is it like a cream color?
I was gonna say like white.
Ooh, I'll give you options. Green, blue, tan, or yellow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. I'm gonna go with tan.
That was a nice trap. It's green, believe it or not.
Really?
I don't think I would have gotten that either.
Know that.
Did not know that.
Okay.
Oh, good
Did not know that.
question.
Mhm.
B.
All right. According to Mr. Miyagi, where is the best karate?
Where is the best karate? I mean, I'm gonna say from him. I could be totally wrong. Okinawa.
No. Ooh, the answer is still inside.
Oh, again, such a
Wow.
Miyagi thing to say. Of course.
Very strong Miyagi line there. Best karate
Love
still
that.
inside. Now time to let it
Oh,
out.
classic.
All right, last one here. I have a feeling you're going to get this one. One member of Cobra Kai is the son of a very famous actor. Which Cobra Kai is it? Bobby, Tommy, or Dutch?
Dutch. His father is Steve McQueen.
Oh.
Chad McQueen played Dutch
Chad.
and is the
Yep.
only son of actor Steve McQueen.
Oh, very cool.
You did pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
going to
did
lie,
great.
Jesse. That was impressive.
Those
That was
Hard
that was
question.
that was
No, you're
impressive.
are
karate.
some good ones. That was fun. I appreciate that. That was a good one.
Had to throw in a game there. I think
I
that,
appreciate
I
it.
think that satisfies your title there.
I appreciate that. Harry Potter ones are good too. We'll have to do that another time.
Here for that.
Absolutely. So playing villains runs in your family, and you are embracing villainous roles yourself. We appreciate a quality villain around here. Even ranked our favorite on-screen a-holes once. Outside of your father's roles, who have been some of your all-time favorite villains or villainous actors?
Ooh, that's a great one. I love I love villains that are like villains that you almost like a lot.
Mhm.
Like you don't just hate them. You're kind of like, oh, I actually kind of like him. He's
For
like
sure.
really, I mean, even though we hated like Heath Ledger's character, the Joker, like there were still these qualities. You just were you loved watching him.
Yes.
Kind of what you were so interested in what he was going to do. He's definitely one that I liked. I love Voldemort. I think he's amazing.
So
Definitely.
good.
Oh, and this is a tough one. I mean, Darth Vader obviously is amazing. I'm also a big
Ooh.
Star Wars nerd, but I'm trying to think of another fun one that maybe hasn't been said so much. There's so many. Darth Vader's great. One of the best bad guys. Obviously Darth Vader's there. I mean, he's so good. Oh, that's a great question.
There's a bunch of great bad guy actors too. Like
Yeah, there really are so many. I mean, even like Thanos, the way that Josh Brolin did
yeah.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin has turned into a pretty good villainous actor.
Agree.
For sure.
Yeah.
You get
And there's-
John Voight. He does a lot
Okay.
of villains.
Gary Oldman's amazing.
Gary
Oh,
Oldman.
so good.
Incredible.
Great villain actor. Eric Roberts has done a lot and is a likable villain as well.
Agree.
We had him on and asked him about playing villains, and he said that he loved villains because they had the coolest cars, the coolest clothes. They normally had some of the best lines and good-looking girls around. He said it was.
I feel like fun.
He said there was a bunch of great reasons to play a villain.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's true. There's a lot of freedom with villains to play. You can extend outside the boundaries of what a hero or hero could do.
Absolutely. Well, a new podcast, new epic role coming up. Are there any other projects we should be getting excited about or keeping an eye out for?
Let's see. There's a couple that my dad and I are teaming up on. There's a great movie that I did that'll come out in the next 3 to 6 months called The Taste of Love. It's a beautiful romantic comedy with Aaron Cahill, who's of Hallmark fame, and my dad's got a fun little part in there. He plays her father, and it all worked out. And that's just a great movie that we filmed down in Florida. And it's just a beautiful love story. Erin's character is a famous chef, and she comes back home, and I'm her old flame, and she and I kind of have some drama, and then who knows what happens, but I can't give too much away. But it's like a tearjerker. It's fun. You just finished watching the movie, and your heart is just like exploding.
Oh, I'm so
That's
here for
awesome.
this.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just such a we talk about that movie all the time because we had such a wonderful time making it. It's like we just wish all movie experiences were just as like lovely.
Oh, that's cool to hear.
Like as far as the production and easy
Agreed.
to
It's just
make.
every
and the
day
cast.
every day you'd leave the set going, oh, like just what a great day with so much love and heart and soul, and you know what I mean? Like nobody was on fire or nobody was shooting anybody out of a car with there's no explosions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like it's just great moments with great actors, with emotion and so much care and love. So it was just a lovely, lovely film.
It's fun.
And you've done a couple of these Christmas movies yourself. Does that make you an up-and-coming Hallmark legend?
I mean, I think all the Hallmark, and I've done Lifetime movies as well. They're so much fun to do. Christmas movies especially are just so much fun. That getting to come to set and with fake snow and Christmas trees. There's a certain spirit that's in the air when you're doing those films, and it can't help but rub off on you. I've done Christmas movies in the summer, and it's just so much fun. You're dressed up a certain way. There's like the festivities, and again, it's just lovely to do those films. It's a lot of fun.
Your filmography shows some range too, because you'll go from some Lifetime Christmas movie to like D-Day or Bare Knuckle Brawler and some of these other ones.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
It's nice.
I love to change it up, man. I don't consider myself like full method per se. I think that word gets thrown around a lot, but I'm very much on making everything as real as possible, whether it's pulling from your own emotions or just using the experience that's happening to you in that moment with the other actors. I love to fully commit myself to whatever I'm doing, and I think having that kind of range is just, I don't know, it's what excites me. I never want to be typecast as this one single role. I could play, I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but it's obviously fun to play the handsome leading guy or whatever, you know what I mean? But I love playing real characters that are really their voices change. They look really different. They're so charactery. They have an accent. When I do period pieces, and I've been fortunate enough to do some really great ones, I flourish in those because you're already a character with the clothes, if there's an accent, the hairstyle. So Westerns, World War II stuff, cowboys, medieval times, stuff like that. I just lose myself in it, and I have more freedom as an actor when I lose myself that way than I am if I'm just playing the regular guy in current times in a piece of today.
Right.
I find it sounds funny because you feel that's so much harder to do an accent and to find that stuff, but actually it's so freeing that it comes so naturally that it's so much fun.
That's really cool that you lean method. That authenticity really comes out on screen, even if it means growing your own mustache. Yes.
I've literally found myself walking around thinking at different times, I'll be sitting around having lunch or something, and I'll see someone saying something awful or whatever, and I'll be like, what would Wyatt Earp have said right now? and I've actually done it. I someone was saying something that I didn't appreciate to someone else, and I stepped in and I was I'm sure she didn't appreciate that, because I literally said to myself, I was like, Wyatt Earp would have probably said something, and I was I need to know what that feels like.
I'm here for that.
So there is going to become a point where you need to turn over the stash to a stylist and let them form it and take over.
Yes.
Did Kurt Russell have a fake mustache, or was that legit?
Ooh, that's a good
I don't
question.
remember if it was fake or prosthetic. I mean, it looked really good. I don't remember. I mean, I've been growing my hair out and my beard. My girlfriend makes fun of me because, it's people are starting to give me change on the streets. But she likes, because I told her, she's like, well, I guess I don't want you to just have a mustache, so just keep the beard until you have to get rid of it, because if I just have the mustache, I will look like I'm walking around from 1885.
She gets to be walking around with Wyatt Earp. I mean, yes.
I would look so much cooler if I was wearing the hat and the frock coat and everything, walking around, but I can't do that every day.
God, yeah. And that is a full form stash too. It has to be pronounced.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, I'm also I'm not kidding you. Probably every day I wake up and I have a peacemaker that I ordered, and a Colt, and I literally twirl that thing every day. I'll just be sitting there watching a movie and I'll be twirling it side to side, doing all these tricks with it, so that when the time comes, I can basically do it with my eyes closed.
When does filming start on this?
They had to change a couple things because of COVID, with everything that was going on. They originally wanted to shoot in LA because most of the actors were there, so it would have been easier. But they're either going to do it in in New Mexico, Arizona, or Nevada.
Right on.
Just those little things like that, that keep it authentic. I mean, I naturally I do a lot of weapons training as well, but like especially when you're playing with like cults, peacemakers, pistols from that time period, it's a little different. And like I do the whole thing, twirling it, putting it in my holster and all that, and it's fun. Like that stuff is fun. You just have to slowly embody the character a little bit, and then when you're ready to step into the shoes, you're there.
You just grazed over, I've done a whole lot of weapons training, and that's like where you park it for a second and explore. What kind of weapons? Where have you done this? Who has taught you?
One is my girlfriend's brother. His name's Zach Smith. He's probably one of the best competitive shooters on the earth. And
Wow.
so I do a lot of training with him, and he and I go and train over at Terran Tactical, which is where Keanu Reeves trained for John Wick and still does.
Sounds so John Wick like.
Yeah, exactly. Like all that stuff that you saw Keanu doing was from a man named Taron Butler.
All those social media videos, the same one that kept going around of him doing the
all that target practice stuff.
Target
like
practice,
that's where I shoot at the same place.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
That's cool.
yeah, so I've done a lot of perfecting there. Whether it's pistols or assault weapons, how to reload properly, reload it. You get to a certain point where like you get so good at it in a way you can do it with some finesse and style. And they did that for like Keanu. Like there's a certain way, like if you notice in the movie, like Keanu he'll flick his wrist and then the magazine will like eject out of the mag well, which is the bottom of the grip where the magazine goes in.
Oh, yeah.
He'll flick his wrist and the magazine will like fly out in like a really cool way, and he'll put another one in rather than just like dropping it.
Instead of one magazine giving you 200 bullets.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason was because that style of shooting is very much like competitive style of shooting. And Taron is a competitive shooter, around the world, and he's won for years, and he implemented that style and that's why you kind of never really saw that style before John Wick, because it was never really put into film that way, and it's a very realistic, as real as it can get, what real shooters would do in competitions, except they're fighting the Russian mob and stuff like that.
Well, so nice when you have like an expert.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's really so I'll go and travel with a lot of the people that are the shooters there, and I've gone to several different competitions like in Utah, and it's like honestly some of the most fun that I've ever had. I felt like a little kid when I was younger playing with like little cap guns and stuff, but I'm doing it in real life. Like you're literally running through courses, like running out in the desert where they have all these different it's like the terrain is like mountainous terrain, and you'll be running with like an assault rifle on your back, and you have your pistol. Mine would be like a Glock 34 that Taron makes, and you'd have that on your side holster, and you're literally running, and then you'd reload your pistol, you'd shoot all these targets, you do a reload, shoot some more, and they time you, and they also you're graded on where you hit the placement of where your bullets hit the targets. And then you'll dump your pistol in like a dump box, they would call it, and then you'd actually bring your rifle, sling it back over in front of you, reload that, and then continue shooting with your assault rifle. It is so exhilarating, and I can't tell you how, like, when you're able to do that stuff on screen, it's incredible. And also it's amazing for safety. I think it's important I think every actor should go through weapons training and have the knowledge of what to do with firearms on set.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the onslaught of like, the stuff that happened with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing that happened. And, I think that Alec should have, I don't know I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I think he 100% should have known or either checked. If I've been handed a gun on set, it doesn't matter if it came from the armorer. I always check it no matter what. And I'm always paying attention to anyone else who has firearms on set as well, because you could have some other person who's being an idiot doing something that they shouldn't be. And, it's like you're protecting yourself and you're protecting others. So
it's the first rule of handling a gun, no matter what. Always check to see if it's loaded. Actually, I had a Glock 17 for a while. That was 9mm caliber. What was the Glock 34?
That is a 9mm.
That's a 9 as well. Okay. Right with the
That
smaller grip.
competition sounds like it'd be so fun to watch. Just like, dumping, like shooting, flying the rifle back around and shooting again. Like, that'd be so fun.
In the competitions, is everyone able to use their own customized gun, or does everyone have to use the same gun?
It's all, everyone has their own custom, different style and what they like to use for themselves. But essentially, it's like, you're going to use a 9mm, or you're going to use like, your typical like 223 or 5.56, chambered assault rifle.
Right. Well, that sounds cool. Any like sword training or any
Throwing stars, nunchucks? What you
Yeah,
got?
what else?
Not real sword training. I did a little bit of fencing when I was younger, but no, I should definitely do some more sword training. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, it has been so great having you on, Jesse. This was a blast. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This was so much fun. I'd love to come on again whenever you're free. Please give me a call. There's much more to talk about.
Absolutely. We will take you up on that. And obviously, everyone keep an eye out for more details on Dodge, and go check out another family podcast, Kicking It with the Coves. It's just like Something Crunchy, available on Podbean and everywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks again, Jesse, and I really do hope we get a chance to talk again soon.
Absolutely. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
What a nice guy.
So cool.
So cool.
Really thought he was going to throw Sensei Kreese on for a second, and
He wanted to.
he did. He
Right.
was on the phone.
We're going to play some What's the Score with them, and it's going to get competitive and heated, and I'm ready for it.
It's going to get like super competitive.
Yeah,
and
I
heated.
hope it gets like
I want
intense.
Jesse and Rachel against Blair and Tyler in some heated What's the Score?
Sensei will be popping in whenever he's feeling an answer.
Yeah, we'll have Sensei hosted. I'll just press the buttons and have Sensei tell you if you're right or
Ooh,
wrong.
hear that voice. Tell us how it goes. Love it.
Their podcast is cool, and whenever you see him in interviews, he's nothing like his characters. And
He's super nice.
he's like a big sweetheart. He's as
Well,
intimidating
Jesse
as
sounds
a
like a sweetheart.
big
He
old
was
box
like,
of kittens.
he was adorable.
Yeah, he's super nice.
I had such a smile on my face talking about Wyatt Earp. Like, I'm like,
I would get excited if I got casted to play Wyatt Earp in a car commercial.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
In a
that sounds
school
like
play.
That's one of the best roles.
You
to
could cast
get.
me in like a D grade porn parody
For sure.
of
Yes,
Tombstone,
and be like so pumped about it.
Cock Holiday, and Wyatt Slurp.
Like, I get to be the star.
Slinging your 6-shooter.
Be so proud of you, Blake.
Where was that? Why didn't I say that to Jesse? He would have loved that.
So glad he didn't say that to Jess.
Tell us about Dodge. Good shit.
He's got some fun stuff going on. I love it.
He's got the fun stuff.
And he's got a sick Wyatt Earp stash going on.
I want to groom a Wyatt stash.
could
Mine can't
never
go
get-
wide enough. Mine goes down. I could do like a Gomez Adams mustache. I'm more of like a Gomez.
That's pretty
I'm
cool,
looking
too.
at you and it's like spot on.
Yeah.
Now I'm visioning.
See, like think of like a super huge Wyatt, but it's like going down and like looks weird. It's like angry eyebrows, but a mustache. Like, I
What does
couldn't
your
pull it off.
mustache say about you?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. You have to have
You've
like
got the Gomez, you've got the Earp. Like, who do you have?
I have like a Earpy.
Get an Earpy lip over
I
there.
have an Earpy lip. Your lip.
Your lip is swollen.
I have enough of like the fullness to create a nice full stash,
Yeah.
but the shape of my mouth wouldn't allow for like a nice Wyatt.
You've got a good goat, though.
I'm more of like a, which one was Bill Paxton? What, not Virgil, Morgan?
Morgan.
More of like a Morgan Earp.
I was going to say, you're not a Verge. Like, love
No,
you, but.
no, I can't pull off a Wyatt. Definitely not.
Verge is
Not
like
pulling a
tough.
Verge.
Yeah.
King stash. Kidding me? There's no way that was real. They slapped some
No
prosthetic
way.
stash on Sam Elliott.
You think Sam Elliott would allow
It
such
was
a thing?
too perfect.
No.
I want to know.
Sam Elliott's stash is perfect.
He's had the same stash for the last 40 years.
I guarantee that was his.
Yeah.
I want to know
I
the
put money
authenticity
on
of those
that.
stashes. All of them. Every stash used.
We need confirmation on all those. That'd be a good game to play, like which stash was real.
Ooh, or like, yeah. Yeah,
Wyatt
that's
Earp,
good.
Was
Ooh,
it real?
that's-
Verge, like,
That's good.
is it real?
I like that.
Yeah.
Real stash or fake stash?
Think we could be onto something.
Mm-hmm. Stash that idea away for another
Just
time.
had to say it.
Well, new dream car giveaway over at 8080. In addition to the 15% off you get for using code CRUNCHY, you get entries to win for a brand new Lamborghini Huracan plus 60,000 fun coupons. You can buy a shirt and win a Lambo. You do not want to miss out. Nor do you want to forget to check out somethingcrunchy.com, where you'll find every episode, our links for social media, and the Almighty Crunch Store, where you'll find all kinds of crunchy gear showing that you are a proud citizen of Crunch Nation. Then there's a Something Crunchy Facebook group, slowly turning into Sex Meme Central, finally.
As it should be.
They get it, and the brand is on point in there. Sex, drugs, and pop culture. God. This has been another episode of Something Crunchy. And as always, don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
One take Blake over here.
Well, I love that. Hashtag one take Blake. He's 2 years younger than me.
How old are you? 39?
What are you? 44?
I'm sick right now. Like, he's such an asshole. I like how I'm younger than you, and you then say that.
Well, I'm 40.
You're not even 39.
I've been 40 for like
Blake,
5 years.
shut up. As night comes.
Could you Cobra call us on time?
That's good. That's good. I like that.
I like that.
He likes it.
He likes it.
Yeah, it's good.